Coming up in today's programme, a Newcastle primary school has a Christmas treat, learns some secrets of stagecraft, and gets transported to fairyland. There is something quite magical about going to the theatre, however old you are. Sitting in an audience watching a live performance is an experience which simply cannot be matched by television or the internet. For many youngsters, the first taste of a theatre may well be a pantomime. Although as they get older their tastes will develop and change, that first experience is one they will never forget. Pantomime is an entertainment steeped in theatrical tradition, but at the same time one which is constantly evolving and adapting to exploit the latest popular fashions. Staging a pantomime is as technically and artistically demanding as any modern show, as a group of school children in Newcastle are about to find out.
OK, well, a very, very warm welcome to you this morning here to the Theatre Royal in Newcastle. Do we have Year 2 from Newburn Manor Primary School? Yeah. Brilliant! So we're all in the right place at the right time. That's fantastic.
Rose Harrison is Education Manager at the Theatre Royal. Today, she is showing round a group of young children who have come to see the pantomime Cinderella.
To accompany the pantomime this year, we're offering a pantomime workshop for primary school children. And as part of that, they get to experience some of the secrets of what goes on in a working theatre behind the scenes. And all of this takes place before we actually take them through to do a drama workshop, which is based on the pantomime. What I want you to do is, on your own, just using your eyes and your ears, I want you to take a good look around you. Have a good look and see what you can see. Just keep it in your head for a moment.
It's the first time we've been to a workshop, but not the first time we've been to the theatre. We've had the children to a variety of different shows at different theatres around Christmas time as a sort of treat for them and an extra to extend the curriculum.
Right, now hands up please, if you'd like to tell us something interesting that you've seen.
Sad face.
You've seen a sad face, that's very good. Well done, let's take a few more.
I can see some big stairs there at the front.
Can you, on the stage? Put your hand up if you want to tell me how you feel standing on the stage. How does it make you feel? Yes.
Happy.
It makes you feel happy. That's a good sign.
It makes it being higher.
You feel high up. Yes, that's good.
Nervous.
Nervous. Oh, it's very nerve-wracking.
The best thing about this trip, I think, was the opportunity to see behind the stage, because it was as exciting for the adults as it was for the children, because we'd never been up on the stage of the Theatre Royal. We hadn't seen where they kept the props or how the scenery was put together or anything else, so that was brilliant for us as well.
This is what we call the props table. A prop is an object that you use in the play. Okay, and all of these objects are used in the pantomime. So who can tell me some of the things that you think you're going to see in the pantomime later? Yeah.
A horn?
A horn! That gets used in the pantomime at some point, you're right. And one more here, yeah. What else can you see?
A fake leg.
A fake leg? You hold that up for us, Wendy. Look at that. A fake leg. I wonder which scene that gets used in.
We've been fascinated by the way the children have actually tried to explain the things that they saw behind the scenes and then relate those to what they saw on the stage and try and puzzle through, you know, how certain things worked.
Let me show you another secret part of the stage. I'm going to show you this lovely pair of shoes. Very sparkly. And this amazing, no, don't touch them please. This amazing pink or purple wig. These belong to the characters that use this quick change area. Which characters do you think they are?
Cinderella make them in.
It's not Cinderella, no, she doesn't wear shoes like that. She couldn't walk in them.
The Ugly Sisters.
It's the Ugly Sisters, that's right. You're absolutely right, yes. This is the quick change area for the Ugly Sisters, who are played by two fantastic actors called Peter and Nigel. And they've been playing...
Are they two girls?
They're boys that dress up as girls, which happens all the time in panto. That happens in all the pantos.
Cinderella's ugly sisters are played by Nigel Ellicott and Peter Robbins. They are part of a long theatrical tradition which dates back to Victorian music hall and the famous clown Joseph Grimaldi.
Basically, what we say when we're going around the schools is, and they say, how do you feel about dressing up as a lady? It's well, look at the makeup, and then look at this picture of this clown, famous clown Joseph Grimaldi. There's a similarity. We wear the stripy tights, we wear silly makeup, and it's almost a clown makeup. And again, we're carrying on the tradition from music hall of, it wasn't nice in those days to see a lady fall over and show her bloomers.
Absolutely
That would be
not.
shocking. They couldn't handle that.
Vulgar.
But to have someone like Grimaldi fall over, get a pie in his face, and kick his legs up, and there are the bloomers, big laugh.
Here are a couple of the very, very large, what we call set pieces that come on to the stage. Now, who can tell me what they can see? They're very big.
A car.
Who do you think that belongs to? Which characters in the story might that belong to?
Buttons.
You think it belongs to Buttons?
Cinderella's dad.
And Cinderella's dad? Well, we're going to find out more about them later.
We were watching today those children who went backstage.
On the tour.
They were in Magic Land.
Yes.
They were actually going backstage. They were experiencing and seeing real props, real costumes, scenery. And then they see the show, and you think that, surely to goodness, must be the ultimate school trip.
That's a bit of a comedy car because it makes a lot of noise and they actually drive it on stage. So you'll see that later on.
How do they get it on stage?
Well, they drive it on stage.
But how do they get it on?
Well, they drive it on. The panto in Newcastle is a big thing. It's a time for my department when we're very busy because it's probably the one time in the year where we get the most school children through the door.
Their backstage tour over, the next delight for Newburn Manor Primary School is a drama workshop.
What I want you to do is show me who you are by the way you move and talk. Have you got that? Off you go.
Rub the floor.
We did quite a lot of preparation. We obviously made sure that the children knew all about the story, all about the characters that they were going to see. And as this is a Year 2 class and we're actually preparing for SATs tests, we did quite a lot of work on characterisation and sort of prompted the children so that they would actually be looking at the different aspects of the different characters.
To add to the atmosphere, the wardrobe mistress has arranged a treat for them.
Look, she's lent us some of the real costumes from the pantomime. Let's try starting with this one. Which character do you think wears this?
Cinderella.
And does she wear it to the ball?
No.
Where do you think she wears it?
It's the beginning when the ugly stepsisters make her do all the work.
I think she's right. Would you like to try it on then?
Pantomime characters, even though the subjects of the pantomimes are different, the characters in pantomime more or less remain the same.
There's usually with pantomime characters, you'll find that there is a link with the audience. So it can be the Buttons character. He will be the person that the kids can be on the same, do you want to be in my gang? Yes, and all that. And you usually, in pantomime as well, it's very moralistic. So you usually have a bad character and a good character. So you'll have a fairy and a demon of some sort.
And usually the theme is the lottery. It is somebody who has nothing, who by some
Act of kindness.
act of kindness that they do, hopefully, receives a just reward. So Cinderella, for being bullied, for putting up with it all and never complaining, she gets the lottery, she gets the prince.
The climax of the workshop is a grand tableau, in costume of course.
Tableaus are a really good technique to use for very quickly either telling a story or showing a moment. They're good because they use expression, they use blocking, theatre blocking. You have to, if we're going into a lot of detail, they'd have to think about where they're standing in relation to the audience so they don't mask each other. There's quite a lot of theatrical angles that you can put into that one exercise. Right, 3, 2, 1, and freeze like your character. Oh, that's excellent. Let's see our lovely fairies. Do you think it looks like a real panto?
it's probably the only one entertainment that they can all enjoy. They're interacting with, particularly in pantomime, they're interacting with the cast. They're learning something from that. They're learning to be not isolated.
Absolutely.
They're learning to be with their friends. They're learning communication.
And it is your theatre.
Yes.
You're bringing the children to your theatre, not some sort of art gallery or museum that contains works from all. This is a theatre that was created for your locale, for you. It's not for Christmas, as in pantomime. It is for
Theatre's
life.
for life.
This is the best place you could ever bring a school party.
Yes, absolutely.
The trip to the pantomime has given everyone a lot to build on. The next day, Joan Henderson and class teacher Pauline Sales are encouraging the children to describe the principal characters in a literacy lesson.
Look at all those letters. We need to make the bew sound. Bew. Now, how are we going to put the next bit? T. We went on to see the pantomime afterwards, and that was brilliant. And the children were absolutely entranced. They're the sort of children that perhaps sometimes it's quite difficult to get their attention over a long period of time, and their attention never wavered. It was wonderful to watch them.
How did he feel about Cinderella, the ugly sisters? How did they feel about Cinderella? They were nasty to her, weren't they?
The ugly sisters were brilliant. Their costumes were amazing. And lots of the children didn't realise that there were actually men dressed up. I think with most of them, I think their favourite character was the fairy godmother, but then the fairy godmother was the central character and she told the story and so on. And Buttons, because Buttons was funny and told rude jokes. And little boys always like rude jokes.
What we'd hope is that these experiences break down barriers. They give the children a really good introduction to the world of the theatre. They kind of take away maybe a little bit of the mystique about it and help them to realise that this is a theatre for them and that it's open to them, it's for them, it's an accessible place for them.
The thing that's really special about the theatre and actually going to live theatre and even having live theatre into school is the amount of interaction there can be between the children and the performers. I don't think you can ever substitute for that.
Some of the letters from the children are just wonderful. There's a lovely one. We went into the hall, we watched a pantomime, then we had a biscuit. And you think that is fantastic.
That was one of the teachers, actually.
Yeah.
You can find further information on this and other similar school trips by looking under the Resources and Support Materials section on our website, www.teachers.tv/worth the trip.